Okay, so hi, good morning everyone. I hope you're having a lovely day. This is Purvi Kalra, a contributing writer at Brown Girl magazine, and today I'm going to go live with actress Divya Dutta and talk to her about on her second book, The Stars in My Sky. I hope she'll be joining us shortly.
I joined.
Hi Divya, good morning. How are you?
Very good morning. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you. It still feels like a dream. You see, we see you on the camera and seeing you live for the first time. It's like, a great opportunity, I must say. How have you been?
Thank you, Mate. I've been good. All well. So far, so good, I should say. And
Yeah, you
a
must
very
be basking in this joy of being an actor slash writer. So, it's so good to see that your bio has now changed to, two different roles that you are acing perfectly. So, first of all, I want to know that how do you feel about being a writer and being a successful, actor as well? Acing two, the two roles simultaneously.
well, of course, it feels really nice. It's just an extension and expansion of what you do. I have written this in my book as well. I do feel there are two professions which really give you a lot to express. One is acting, where you portray such different roles and get to express various emotions, and the other is writing, where through words you can express yourself. So I'm fortunate that I have somewhere gotten to do both. Connect with my readers, connect with my audience, and it's a beautiful experience. I think it just happened very organically. I wrote my first book, Me and Ma, which really connected with everyone beautifully, and then I was really pleasantly surprised that nobody thought I'm a one book wonder. So everyone said, "What is next?" And the next came in, and I think now I've become a full fledged author. It feels nice.
Yeah, yeah, because I did read like some very best parts of your books because obviously the actors you worked with, we adore them all. Like just like you, we all adore them. So there were some parts of your book which were like really good. So firstly, I just wish to ask that your first book was a memoir where you described your relationship with your mother. While this is a like entirely different story where you are expressing gratitude towards the millennial actors you worked with till date. So, when did this idea exactly struck your mind that you want to write something, which is entirely based on this concept of, being thankful to the actors, to the stars in your sky, maybe I must say. So, when did that idea struck your mind and what was the, something going on in your mind when thought of writing this book? So I want to know that what was the idea when what were the thoughts that struck your mind first when you thought of writing this book?
So when everyone asked me what is next from you, I was just thinking aloud, what is it that I'm most passionate about? And I think it just the only answer that came to me was my profession, my movies, and my journey I've had here. And I think all these people who I have gotten in touch with via work, I mean, I've grown up watching their movies, many actors, many directors. Some are my colleagues, some are my seniors, some are younger to me. It just feels nice that along this journey, they just played a very integral part. They just brought in smiles when I really needed them. And I look back and I feel my journey in the movies has been way far more cherished thanks to these people. And what happens is that, we work with them, we laugh and we chat, but never do we really get an opportunity to say, hey, you really mean a lot to me. So I think this book is that for them, to just tell all these stars in my sky that they really brightened my life. So yes, I think the idea came from that. And I think the first chapter I wrote was Mr. Bachchan's, rightly so, because he was the reason I got into movies. He was the inspiration for, I think, millions of people to just get into movies.
Yeah. So because since you are an acknowledged actress, it was obviously that was something close to your heart because when you came into the movies, as I read your story, it just felt like we see you all on the cameras and we don't know what emotions or what kind of relationships that are gone behind the cameras. So when I read your book, I actually felt that something personal was there, very emotional and very personal was there because we see you on the cameras, there's a bond, there's a relationship, but as an audience we don't know what goes behind the curtain. So when when you actually wrote this book, you were actually revealing a life that was behind the curtain, and which most of us are unaware about. So that was very sweet on your part to actually express, abundance of gratitude to these people who played, a massive role in your life. So yeah, I also like wish to know that I read about your acquaintance with the ace film director Yash Chopra. You also mentioned about how you got the role of Shabbo in the movie V Zara, as we always know you. While it always like didn't work out the way you planned it to be, since you always wanted to be Yash Chopra's lead actress in the first place, but you still acknowledged, whatever blessings life gave you. How did you manage to stay positive and actually, be content with what you have, what you had actually back then? Is it something that advanced your career as a, as an actress, like being grateful for, all the blessings life was giving you and everything you had in your life and career? Like I literally liked so this thing about you, because when I wrote the chapter, read the chapter about Yash Chopra, there you specifically mentioned that you always wanted to be his lead actress in the first place. But initially, when you got the movie like of Veer Zara, it was obviously not the role like the way you expected it to be. But you still were very grateful for it, and you managed to ace that role, that monologue in the start, and that was something that advanced your career in the in the coming years. So is this like your nature? Are you like this kind of a person who's always grateful for even the little blessings you get?
I wasn't always so. I think it's a process in life that you falter, you learn, and it's always a new day, I guess. And I also started with, I mean, when I started my career, there were things that you always felt weren't going your way. But gradually, you just see when life goes on that, my mom used to always tell me, she says, listen, I'm not going to be producing a movie for you. I'm there for you always as a support. But what are you waiting for? I said, I'm waiting for a big director to come launch me. So she said, do they know you're a fab actor? I said, no. She says, then will you keep waiting all your life? You have to go out there, show your mettle, and make them believe in you so that they write roles for you. And I think that is what happened. I took that mantra from her. And I think this was 2003, 2004. Now all the actresses are taking on these kind of roles, which are like they hold on their own. And these are preferred roles. But in 2003, it was like a different kind of a thing. As I said, I wanted to do the Yash Chopra typical romantic heroine role. And but when she told me this, my mother, then I just took this role on because Aditya Chopra had told me. He says, "Listen, if it was a normal role, we wouldn't have called you, and you will always be remembered for this." So the way he said it, I think, just stayed with me, and I did it with all that I had. I tried adding an X factor as well, and rightly so. I think during the premiere of the film, everyone, just after being in the industry for 6 7 years, I thought I was actually introduced to the movies, because everyone crowded me. They said, wo ladki kaun hai? Is she a new girl? Is she from Pakistan? It was amazing, and that euphoria was so lovely. And I just looked up and thanked the universe, and I said, in the most unassuming way, in your own way, universe, you've actually relaunched me through Yash Chopra. So I think this gratitude comes with life, that you learn, that when you look back and you see all the little things that have happened in your life are little blessings, even the things that you haven't liked that time. But later, maybe they all work out in different ways. Maybe they just enhanced you as a person. So yes, now I'm all gratitude for whatever comes my way. It's gratitude that I'm learning, I'm experiencing, and I'm ready to face.
Yeah, because the way you said, like when you look back at your life, you have like your kind of popularity has just grown and grown over the years. I remember you as, as somebody who was on the TV as an actress, and then your role and everything transitioned to being a Bollywood actress who worked in Hindi movies, who worked in Punjabi movies, and who shared the screen with, some of our legendary actors. And now I see you as a very successful writer who has authored two books. So yeah, your journey has been phenomenal as a person and even as an actress. When I'm talking to you today, I literally see somebody, you talk wisdom. Like it's just in your conversation that you worked over the years, and now you know how to balance things in life and express gratitude. And that is why I think this is something that makes you grow, by expressing gratitude to the universe for whatever life, throws at us, even if it's small or something very big or gigantic maybe. But I think this is something that keeps all of us going in our lives. Okay,
Thank you.
so
Thank
yeah, welcome. So I also wish to know that did you ever, felt that powerful thoughts and passion towards, acting actually manifested success? Or, you performed a variety of roles in your life. So do you like believe that you manifested this thing because you were always meant to be an actor, or you believe it was destiny? Like you never planned on becoming an actress or something, and suddenly you woke up one day and realized your potential. So can we say it was destiny, or maybe your thoughts and your passion was so powerful that you manifested, this kind of success as an actress in your life? So what is your
I
like
love
your
this question. I
yeah,
love this question. This is the first,
glad
I
to
must
know.
say. So, see, there is destiny surely, but I think your karma has to have happen to make the destiny take its due course, is what I feel. I mean, people might have a different opinion about it, but I do feel I manifested it. You do manifest what you think and what you constantly think, and we daydream, and I have daydreamt about it. I remember I was in the fifth or sixth standard, and my bathroom, my toilet used to be my stage. I think I used to sit there. I used to announce all the best actor awards for myself. I used to say Divya Dutta stars with so and so. I look back and then say, really? I really did that because it all came true. I did get those awards eventually. I did work with those co-actors. So yes, I think when you dream and dream big and constantly dream and be at it, somewhere I think the universe does conspire.
Yeah, because like I think I even read a part of your book where you wrote about this, that you were, I think, working or probably pursuing your education in a college where you got to know that a panel is going to come, and they're going to there's going to be some kind of audition, and they're going to judge you on that, and make you select and maybe select you for. And Yash Chopra was like one of the members of the panel. So I do remember that you were so frantically waiting, and you left everything, went to Mumbai, risked everything with your mother. And your mother obviously was a constant support. That's very good to know, because sometimes, people are not blessed with such good parents who believe in their, dreams. Sometimes parents, do not like believe in the power of your passion, and probably don't let you pursue certain things. But you had a backing, you
Oh,
had a
absolutely.
family. Yeah, that is something that makes anybody grow, like even if you were an
I
actress or
am blessed
anything.
that way. I'm blessed absolutely that way because I do see a lot of people I know who say,
Yeah,
we wanted to do this, but we couldn't because the parents were not too comfortable. I just tell my mom every day, wherever she is, that listen, thank you so much for just believing in my dreams, holding my hand. It matters so much that you do what you love doing and you earn out of it.
yeah,
And I think that kind of always makes you grow because you love doing what you do. And that is very important. And I'd really love to tell all the parents out there that just believe in your kids, just share their dreams with you. You look back, and I'm all gratitude to my mother for just doing that for me. So yes, it's been a passion, and I just do hope a lot of people can just fulfill their dreams
yeah, because see
with their
that.
parents.
Yeah, see, that happens when you pursue your dream. We have more people like Divya Datta in the universe and in the industry, because actually that happens. Because when we go about following our passion and dreams, we actually make something good out of it. We make something good out
True.
of ourselves, in fact. So
Absolutely.
I was very glad to read that you had a backing, you had a mother who was there with you, even through the thick and thins of your life. So yeah. Okay, so I also like wish to know, you learned, I read this chapter, you learned about the magic of movement from Irfan Khan. So you also like learned about your common interest of impromptu dialogue delivery with him. Can we just
Oh,
say
yeah.
that acting comes like very naturally to you? Maybe you were born to be an actor because you resonated with an actor like Irfan Khan. He is personally one of my favorites, and I
Thank
specifically
you.
made sure to go through that chapter and read it thoroughly, every bit of it.
Okay.
And there was so many good parts about it. The way you did that intimate scene on the camera, and he was nervous, you were nervous, but he was there to make sure that you both share a comfortable vibe. So it was sad to know that he is no longer there with us on or walking on this earth, but the connection you shared with him, it was unsaid. So yeah, it was like I specifically felt that maybe do you wish to say that you were like born actress, or maybe you're a natural actor. After I read the chapter of Irfan Khan, I just felt like asking so, because you shared so many common interests with him.
Well, I do feel so my directors think that I don't follow too much of a process or a procedure or a method. I like to kind of feel the role I'm doing and just let that role flow and take over. And sometimes it just brings a lot of surprises. Of course, you should know the backstories and everything, and the preparation of that role is there. But once you take on the role, I don't know what I'll do. So sometimes when my directors tell me, listen, do na wo jo pehle kiya tha pichle shot mein, just do that. So I'm like wondering, what did I do? So by now, I think most of them know, and I enjoy that, I think, and that magic of improvisation that you're talking about. I
Yes.
remember we were doing this film, and you've read about it. My first film with Irfan was Dubai Returned, and that was my first film. And I was playing a Marathi mulgi, and he's supposed to come into my house and drop and just give me the glass he's drinking in,
Glass.
and I tell him to leave. And we didn't rehearse. I mean, we just knew what we are going to do roughly, the movements and everything, and action happened. And I was prepared that he's going to hand over the glass to me, but he didn't do that. And I was like a little taken aback. I said, Arey, he's not doing that. And suddenly he just looked naughtily at me and just dropped the glass. And I was aghast with what just happened, and either I could have got the shortcut or I could have gone with him. I think I chose the latter, and
Yes.
I'm glad I did, because I absolutely reacted to what he did, and that scene went somewhere else. It became hilarious because a lot of impromptu feelings just came, and actions and reactions happened. And when that shot got cut, he just came and patted, and he said, "Sahi pakarti ho, you're smart." And I realized that I enjoy these improvisations, and I have always looked forward to working with Irfan. He was, I can't even say was, absolute delight. Absolute delight for any co-actor. Just look into his eyes and just emote. You don't need to do anything else.
Yeah, because when I read your chapter, even we perceive him as a very shy person, as a very shy actor. But when I read about
Was
that naughty smile in his eyes and the way he used to throw subtle jokes at you, I was delighted to read that there was a side of him which obviously we as an audience are a little unaware of, but you as an actress sharing the screen and the everything with him, you know about it personally, and you learned so many things from an actor who will always be remembered, who will always stay alive in our hearts. So yeah,
absolutely.
we can after reading that, I think we can very organically believe that you are a natural actress. You are somebody who
Thank you.
was born to be maybe in front of the cameras ever since you were in the universe, maybe. Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So, since I'm a very avid reader and writer, so I wanted to ask this, that you chose writing and acting as your professions. Both of these are very creative fields. So, while reading your book, it just felt that your writing style and tone was extremely passionate and very natural at the same time. So, merely I read the first few lines, and it just made me step into the shoes of a small town girl who was just there to make her dreams come true. So, your writing is a sheer reflection of your unending passion towards creativity in both acting and writing. So, how do you feel about being a writer of two successful books? Because since I am a reader, so I made sure that I read some very best parts about your book. And your writing style was very passionate and it was so easy to read that, I could go through the lines, just, merely flow through the lines, in fact. By reading your book, I would actually resonate and connect with you, because we see you on the screens. And while reading your book, I saw that there are so many things happen in your life, which go behind the camera. So, how do you feel about being a successful writer, and that too, like, of two books which were revered by, the entire globe everywhere, I feel.
It is just a very overwhelming feeling. Even listening to you just talk about it feels really lovely. So thank you. For me, it's always like something that you really want to do. That is what you call passion, and you really want to do it nicely and straight from your heart and genuinely and be as sincere to it as you can be. And I think that's what I try to do in my acting as well as my writing. As I said, both are professions of expression, and the simpler you are, the more realistic and natural you are, I think people relate a lot to you, and relatability is something which is always welcome. I think with my audience as well, when they see my work, they'll say tum badi apni si lagti ho. So I love that. I think this is way far more than any other compliment, to be loved and admired and considered their own. So I think that also happens with the books. I remember when my with my first book, I wanted to celebrate a mother, and the response was so amazing. I was at the airport in Chandigarh, and this girl just came running, and in the non-corona days, she just hugged me tight. I was like, "What just happened?" So she said, "Listen, I have to tell you that I read your book, and the first thing I did was I went to my mother and I said, 'I'm sorry and I love you very much,' because we just tend to take our parents for granted, and they'll call and we'll say we'll call you later and all that stuff." She says, "I became friends with my mom." I just thought it was a beautiful validation of what you really want to take to the world. And I was introduced to this new world of literary
Hmm.
festivals and authors and writers. I remember the first one I went, I was so nervous because these were people whose books I read, and I was this novice. I was suddenly feeling a newcomer. But after my session happened, all of them just came and they were so encouraging. It felt lovely. I mean, I remember my first session had Arun Shori, Vikram, and Shobha Day. All these people were there, and it was. I mean, Vikram Seth was so encouraging. So it felt nice that you belong to this new world, which is all over welcoming. And yes, it feels great that two books down and more to come. And yes, I think it's a beautiful extension.
Yeah, I even read in the book about, I think in your phone note, maybe you wrote about a column that you used to write, in your early days of writing, and people resonated a lot with that. I think that drove you to write two successful books. So yeah, these both are very, because when you write a story, when you write your book, I think the power of words is such that, everything gets sealed there and forever. Like whatever parts of your book I read, I'm sure like 10 years down the line, I'll remember them because they're sealed in my mind and they're sealed in your heart. That is how, I think I perceive books as, because I am, a person who is a reader, who is a passionate reader.
Wow,
So when I read a
that's
story,
lovely.
when I read something like, just like I read yours, so I just felt that, these will stay with me. Like even if I close the book, I close the chapter, even 10 years down the line, if you ask me about the book, those get sealed in your mind. So that is, I think, the power of words, and even acting is. So that is why I just felt that you channelized your creative aura, your creativity into building yourself into a successful, actress, and even a very successful writer now. So you channelized your energy really well. That is, something I wanted to say. Okay.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I'm
That is
glad that
sweet.
we are enjoying it. I'm glad that we
I
both are
am.
enjoying it.
Yes.
Okay, so this like is a very biased question. I just felt like asking you. Okay, so since we all read your book and we got to know that you shared a very special bond with all these stars you worked with. We know that you adore each and every one of them in their own ways, and it's unfair to ask since you clearly can't be biased. But who amongst all is your favorite star? If I may ask this question, who's your most favorite? I know, I mean, obviously I can't expect you to come up with one answer because you clearly, you love all of them. But is there any one single actor or actress that maybe stood out for you, maybe just 1% extra, like somebody who's your all-time favorite?
Shabana ji. Shabana
Oh,
is for me. I would say because I love all of them. Somewhere I'm so connected and there's a beautiful bond with everyone that I share. That when you asked me this question, I was like, I mean, I have to take this name also, this name also, this name also.
yes.
But if you say that 1% extra, I would say Shabana ji for sure because I don't know what I share with her, but it is something so beautiful. She has, of course, I mean, in school and college, it was like, oh my God, Shabana is me for me as an actress, and then you come to the industry, you join the movies, and you get to work with her. And when I worked with her, of course, I was very intimidated. But along the years, a beautiful bond just came by, especially after my mom. It's been, I can't even explain what this is, but I she is my go-to person. Not that we talk very often, but whenever we do, she is my go-to person, and I absolutely somewhere adore her. So yes, her.
Yeah, because that happens because obviously you live in a kind of industry where you all follow a very hard and fast lifestyle. It's not possible to talk to everybody, but that's what a bond is called. Even if you talk quite, even if you talk very rare, the connection just stays. Like even if you drop a message to somebody today, the person is going to respond back and be there for you. So it's very good to know that when your mother is not around, she was somebody who took her place and probably played that role in your life. So I'm very happy to see that you came up with that answer, like, so because I clearly thought that you might.
The two people I think I have totally loved all my life, I must say, Mr. Bachchan and Shabana ji. And both of them have been very integral in my book. Like for the first book, the foreword by Shabana ji, and my book was launched by Mr. Bachchan. And with Stars in My Sky, the foreword is by Mr. Bachchan, and the book was launched by Shabana ji. I just called her. I said, wherever you are, you have to come and launch it for me. And she was shooting in some godforsaken area, and she came specially to launch the book. And this is what I'm saying. Hak se you can tell someone, and they always have your back. So I think these two people always have my back.
Yeah, because if both of these books that are close to your heart were launched by two most favorite actors of yours, be sure that they'll always be there for you for times to come.
Oh,
So yeah, Divya, it was extremely nice talking to you. It was extremely nice knowing your book. I hope, even as a reader,
yeah,
we get to see you in
here
the
it is.
movies. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So
people,
we
go
get,
get
yeah, please
it.
show the audience because I think they're enjoying the live. They're enjoying seeing you on the camera right now in this live. Okay, so we really hope that we get to read and see more you on the screen, and even we get to read more books written by you. So yeah, it was extremely nice talking to you. Kudos of success, love, health, happiness to you and your family. May you be blessed with everything you desire. Since you clearly manifested, I have firm faith in you that you would continue manifesting, all your dreams and everything you ever wished for. So I hope to see
Thank
you
you.
very, very soon. It was extremely nice. I hope everybody enjoyed this interaction. So
I
yeah,
hope so too. You all have a super day and a super night. And thank you. I've thoroughly enjoyed your questions. It's amazing that you really enjoy your conversation so much. So thank you so much. Have a super day and lots of love to you all.
thank
Yes.
you so much for being a part, Divya. Thank you. See you soon. Bye. Take
Thank you,
care.
my
Bye.
dear. Thank you. Thanks. Bye.